Truth, the new hate speech. Ain't that the truth? We love it, guys. You know we love it. Anyway, speaking of the truth, that's Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign slogan. And that's what he talks about all the time, it's the truth. And I gotta say, I ain't heard him tell no lie yet. You guys obviously seen the debate. And then you seen the town hall meeting he did. Boy, if you're a Republican, guys, and you love this country, it's time to leave that party, man. Because the RNC chair, Ronna McRomney, not McDaniel, McRomney, because that's his niece, who's the biggest rhino in the freaking. Okay, she has now set up Republican candidates, and also the next debate, which I don't think Vivek is qualified for. I don't think he qualified for it. Is with CNN. Oh my goodness, guys! Like, come on, man. Did you see Vivek last night on CNN? By the way, on the town hall meeting, you can't speak truth. You start telling the truth, what are they gonna do? Oh, we can't let you do that. That black girl, Abby, which I cannot stand her. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Just got done seeing I want to say client, but it's not a client. It's someone that reached out to me and asked me, help me with this Bitcoin thing, man. Talk to me about it. Now, mind you, I don't get paid to do this, man. And let me tell you something. I know I haven't made videos in a while. Guys, I've been working my ass off. And I ain't talking about DoorDashing or nothing like that. You guys have no idea, man. I'm out here trying to spread the Bitcoin gospel, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's like a religion or nothing like that. I'll never disrespect God like that, but I just know what it can do. It can do for us and humanity. And there's only a small window of time we got, ladies and gentlemen, to be doing this. For us to be born or alive when Bitcoin is just starting and just taking off. I'm just going to tell you like this, man. If Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do, and probabilities say it is, you're doing your family and your generations of family a disservice by not taking the time to learn about Bitcoin. I'm just saying. Anyway, so my friend asked me to help them, and I did. And just left her house, so I'm just going to walk around their neighborhood real quick. Nice people, too. Nice wife and everything. Nice family. Sat down with them and broke it down for them. We watched some videos. I mean, I spent a good couple hours with them, Now, I'm not telling you guys you have to do this when you're, when you finally start studying Bitcoin, because that kind of stuff's not duplicatable, right? For me to ask you to do that. I'm not asking you to do that. But what you can do to help, if you like, is learn about Bitcoin and then share videos like mine or anybody else's that you like or learn from throughout your Bitcoin journey. But anyways, the person, my friend / client, free client, was asking me some very, very basic questions that for me were easy to answer, even with my low-level knowledge of Bitcoin. But also, some of the questions were kind of like, if you're watching this video, I'm not dissing you, man. I'm just saying, you don't know, because I used to ask the same questions. Because I was there. I've been there, and you guys may be there now. A lot of the FUD questions. What happens if electricity goes off? And, can the government stop it? And, pretty good questions, actually. I answer the questions and stuff. But it just lets me know that we're very, very early. As of this recording, Bitcoin University made a video this morning called, I think it was the fair distribution of Bitcoin or something like that. And he was talking about if Bitcoin was fairly distributed, because what he was talking about basically is a lot of people are going to be saying the early adopters, they're going to get ridiculed for being lucky or being greedy or whatever. But at the end of the day, we all have opportunities to buy it. Every single person that I know that has bought Bitcoin or listened to that bought Bitcoin, we all have the same story. And what do we say? I saw a Bitcoin, I thought it was BS when I first saw it. And that's true, you know. But nothing in life when you first see it, usually like the internet or some kind of groundbreaking, species-changing technology gets adopted with open arms in the beginning. It just doesn't. And Bitcoin, when you sniff it out, that's what it smells like. The same as electricity, internet, and things like that. But as far as the fair distribution of Bitcoin, guys, there's not even 1% of people in the world that have it. And you're still early. I'm making this video because when I was talking to my friend, you know, again, they reminded me that we are early, but also that everybody knows what Bitcoin is. They know the name, they just don't know what it is. And that's a good thing, man. It is. And let me tell you something. Just because Bitcoin is up right now, I think it's, as the time is recording, it's in the low 40s, 41, 42, 43, whatever it is. It's going to be insequential to what it's going to be measured in dollars, of course. I measure it in purchasing power, or how many Satoshis I can use to buy certain things. My purchasing power, my Satoshis. And again, a Satoshi is not crypto. A Satoshi is a divisible part of Bitcoin. It's like pennies to a dollar. That's what Satoshis is, except much more divisible. It's 100 million Satoshis in every Bitcoin. So if you want to buy $10, $5, $20, whatever, you can buy that. Right now, I believe it's like, 40 something bucks to buy 100,000 Satoshis, which again, one day, if Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do, we'll be able to buy you a lot, in my opinion. But you got to ask yourself, when you have a certain kind of asset, whatever your asset is, whether it's a house, whatever you put your assets in, and I'll get into assets in a second, but whatever you consider your assets, stocks, bonds, cash, real estate, whatever, you got to ask yourself, what percentage of the money supply, or that supply of houses that I have, or stock shares that I have, or bonds that I have, or whatever, what percentage of the supply do I have, right? So if you're sitting on $10 million, which, that's a decent amount of money, the purchasing power, of course, is going to go down, guaranteed, in the future. And it's gone down a lot in the last 10 years from what you could bought things for in 10 years. But you got to ask yourself, what percentage of the money supply that $10 million you have represents? Or again, those stocks or bonds or real estate or whatever. The reason I love Bitcoin is because this is the first not only capped supply monetary system that's ever been, even better than gold. And I'm not saying gold is unlimited. It's capped compared to fiat currency and is much harder to get. But we have no idea how much gold there is, or silver. We just don't know. Platinum, we can guess how much is above ground and below ground, but we don't know. Because the price goes up, believe me, we'll find more. We'll do our best to find more. But it's not only the only money that's ever been that's been capped, but the supply issuance of Bitcoin, the monetary supply is known, right? Like, we know every single day there's 900 Bitcoin being mined every single day. Every 10 minutes, 6.25. A cap of 21 million, like I said before. And then also we know, like I said, every single day what we got coming in. But we also know in the future, our future monetary policy is going to be. Meaning in April 2024, we are going to know that the issuance is going to get cut in half. So it's going to go from 900 Bitcoin to 450 Bitcoin for about 4 years or so. Every 4 years it halves. Let me ask you a question. If you're a precious metal stacker or whoever stacker, whatever you got, can you tell me how many US dollars was printed today or yesterday? No. Could you tell me how many ounces of gold or silver were mined today? No. Platinum? No. Bonds issued? No. Houses being built? No. We don't know. This is the first asset in history that we know these things. And that's very important. So back to the percentage of money supply. Every time I buy Bitcoin, and I buy Bitcoin every single day. Every day I buy it. I use automatic withdrawals now. And I'll talk about that on the next video, how I buy my Bitcoin. And I'll give you some free Bitcoin too, by the way, on the next video. I buy some every day, single day. And what I know is when I buy it, I know, again, that it's a cap supply, the monetary issuance or supply issuance of it. But I also know the percentage of that said asset that I'm buying every single day. There's 2.1, just a little under, but 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis that's ever going to be made. It's about 19.5 quadrillion, that's already been mined, which sounds like a lot, and that is a lot. But number one, we know the number, and number two, a lot of them have been lost. We know that for a fact. And number three, people are holding them, and they're not. A lot of people are not selling. More people are holding than selling. And number four, there's 8 billion people in the world. 8 billion people. So if you take that number and divide it by each other, put that as a denominator, that's only like 200 something thousand Satoshis per person, which again is not realistic, because not only a lot of those are lost, but big institutions, multimillionaires, governments, countries are going to be buying Bitcoins by the thousands, and not just Satoshis like we buy. Bitcoin, this is going to sound like, for me to be saying, that's crazy for me to say this, but Bitcoin is almost like an endangered species. Because if Bitcoin was out in the wild, we'd be talking about how, oh my God, we got to protect this species because it's almost going to be gone. You know what I mean? We have less than 1.5 million Bitcoin to be mined for eternity. The last Bitcoin is supposed to be mined in the year 2140. We'll all be dead. It's about 116, 17 years, depending on when it happens. To mine less than 1.5 million Bitcoin. Guys, we're early, man. We are so early. This design, how they did it, the first 4 years, the first epoch, the first 4 years, or 210,000 blocks, we mined 10.5 million Bitcoin. Half of the issuance supply was out there. And it wasn't worth nothing the first almost year and a half. It was worth nothing. You know how it was. It wasn't worth anything till that guy bought the pizzas. It was just some coins that these nerds were messing with. Libertarians, geeks, you know what I mean? Until somebody said, hey, let me try to buy some pizzas. 2 pizzas for 10,000 bucks. And what's even more amazing is as the price went up, people started measuring it in dollars. And when they started getting into it, when they really understood Bitcoin, not just by trading it, they came for the FUD. I mean, they came for the FOMO. I was going to say FOMO. The FOMO, they stayed for the revolution. That's how I got in. I got in February 24th, 2021, because the price went to 30, then it went to 40. And I was like, well, shit, I can't miss this. I can buy it at 40 something and sell it at 100. Little did I know that this little thing that I was looking at was going to change my life. The worst allocation you can have to Bitcoin is 0, ladies and gentlemen. He asked me straight out, and I get this question all the time, and I'm going to answer for you guys. He asked me straight out, how much should I buy? Then I gave him my answer, like I always tell you guys, learn as much as you can about Bitcoin and buy up to your risk level, of course, how much you don't want to lose. That's a risk factor. And also buy as much as you know about, up to your skill. He goes, listen, just tell me how much I buy. What's the minimum? So I'm going to give you my number of minimums I think you should buy, or percentage you should get. If I was starting off in Bitcoin and I heard of the word Bitcoin, and you're on my channel, first of all, you're on my channel, so you know, and you heard about Bitcoin and you heard it's going up and it's some kind of crazy cryptocurrency and all this other stuff, and it's on the news, I would tell you to put 1% of your assets into Bitcoin. Now, let me say two things. One is, what I mean by assets is the number, well, 1% of whatever your investments, right? So there's a couple ways to do your net worth, right? You could take everything that you own minus everything that you owe and do it like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about adding your house or your car or nothing like that. I'm talking about your investment portfolio that you have, the stuff that for the future, stuff you have down the line, stuff that you're taking risk on, because everything is risk. Your real estate portfolio, your stocks, your bonds, all that stuff, your cash, all that stuff's a risk. So that stuff you have, your disposable income that you put into your assets, all that stuff, you should put 1% in. That's the first thing. Second thing, the reason why I say 1% is because, again, the worst allocation you can have to Bitcoin is 0. You should have a minimum of 1%, because if you can't invest 1% in a digital technology that everybody's talking about, and again, you don't know anything about it, and I get that. If you can't risk 1% in that risky portfolio, then you shouldn't be investing anyways. If you can't put nothing in at all, my opinion, my humble opinion, you shouldn't be investing anyways. Now, what should you do after that? Study Bitcoin. Put your 1% in. So here's how you do the math. Take your whole portfolio. If you got $100,000, put $1,000 into Bitcoin, right? Now, I'm not telling you to put in more later or nothing like that. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm telling you is to take time to study this, in my opinion, species-changing technology. That's what I'm going to tell you. Guys, I'm a hard worker. I've invested in everything you can think of, okay? All that stuff I talked about, I had it all. I have none of those things anymore. That's the truth. I got Bitcoin now and some cash for short term. Because, hey, I'm adaptable, man. I know I'm an older guy. I'm not a millennial or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, I put that stuff into those investments is because I want a better return on my dollar, or I want to keep my purchasing power. You know, gold, silver, real estate, all that stuff. But I traded it all in for Bitcoin because it's not about the horse that gets me to my goal or the vehicle that gets me to my goal. It's about finding the best vehicle to get me to that goal. And in my opinion, it's Bitcoin. Doing my research. And again, I'm not telling you that's going to be your best investment. It is for me, based on my studies. And I've done a lot of it, man. I put in a lot of hours studying this thing. And let me tell you something. I didn't come into it from a Bitcoin perspective. I came into it from a investor, skeptical, gold and silver, old school, old man, kicking the tires, trying to poke the holes in it, trying to see what's wrong with it perspective. That's where I'm coming from. So again, guys, the worst allocation you can have is 0. I would start off buying 1% tomorrow. Stay tuned. I will show you how to buy Bitcoin. But if you want to buy some today, you know, there's plenty of exchanges you can use. You can use any exchange, but I'm going to show you the best exchange in my opinion. So do me a favor, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, only if you like it. If you guys like my channel and my videos, go ahead and share it, guys. Listen, man. Listen. I'm out here, man. I'm on the strip of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in and out of casinos. I'm downtown Fremont Street. I'm working my ass off to spread this message, man. And if an old guy like me can get out here and spread the word and not make a dime from it, the least you guys can do is take a look and put 1% into Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.